Hey guys, good afternoon, good evening, excuse me. I'm not sure if you've heard yet about Project 2025, which is ultimately they want to fire 50,000 federal employees that are not loyal to Donald Trump, and some other things as well. But this to me is red alert time, and you know I always tell people, you may not be a Christian, you may not be religious at all, you may not be a Muslim, whatever. You need to understand where these people get their power from. In the law, they always teach you're supposed to study where your authority comes from, where your authority is vested from. Whether it be vehicle code, whether it be statutes, whatever it may be, your authority to do certain things. Why you stop this person? Why you make an arrest? Why you make a search? What powers? And when I learned about the Heritage Society doing this project to fire so many federal workers who just aren't walking the line, I thought about something Mark said, like, using the government using the power of the state to achieve socio-political gains, which is what this is. If you're firing people who are not political or not your politics, just because they're not your politics, that's what you're doing, using the state just to push your idea of society forward. I didn't realize it until Trump, just how much power the president has to influence people. Not laws, not bills, not physical, tangible bills, but actually just things that are said, things that are done. How he handled the Lafayette Park protest, where he went out and gassed people and lied about it, and just went and shot the church up with gas and arrested the priest. It really showed me that they do have a major influence on the state. So I want to read something to you guys that I've never read before, but needs to be put out there. It's called the Seven Mountain Mandate. The Seven Mountain Mandate, also Seven Mountains Dominionism. Dominionist conservative Christian movement within Pentecostal evangelical Christianity. Let's go. It started in 1975 for some people, ordering them to invade the seven spheres of society. And next time they say anything about the gay agenda and all this kind of crap, it's about seven mountains. Okay, family, religion, education, media, entertainment, business, and government. When they talk about the gay agenda or minorities having an agenda, it's important to realize we have an agenda. We've had to have an agenda because there's always an overarching agenda on their side. You've heard of 1488, a future for white children. You've heard that before. These things are real. And I want to one day do a video on the Powell Mandate. He was a corporate lawyer. He was a pick for Nixon for Supreme Court. And he wrote a letter in the 60s or 70s, I can't recall. It was the 60s, where he talked about how they would change society. The people that were in charge of colleges, people who were in charge of law firms, people who were in charge of, just the backbone of what we know to be society, how they would change society to fit their means. Give you an example. Okay, so you want to go to college, you get out, you get your law license, law degree. Now you want to take a year off and just go help people, help protest movements and stuff like that. You can't do that. Got to pay off all those loans and stuff. You gotta pay it all off. So you're gonna get a job in a firm somewhere. They change society. But once again, it's important to understand this movement. And they say it was generally supported with Donald Trump. One more thing I want to say. It's important to realize that this is something that was not talked about. Charlie Kirk said in 2020 that finally we have a president that understands the seven mountains of cultural influence during a speech at the Conservative Political Action Conference. He actually said it. People try to say, like, well, these are Nazis, these are not Nazis. They don't have to be. But they're putting forward some of the same fascist fundamentalist ideas and notions of yesterday. They're a softer version, I think, of the far right. They're a softer version of it, or they were. I think it's interesting sometimes to realize that the right you're looking at today is not the right of the 2000s. Looking back at how you had black Republicans running for office. You had Mitt Romney, and it was the second time. There was a sense that the Conservative Party that was not completely at war with social mores in society. And now we're looking at one that basically hates America. Basically, Republicans hate America. That's what they are. They hate America. They hate you. They hate your family. And they hate everything that has happened so far, and they're at war with it. And that's why they want to get Biden impeached. That's why they're talking about doing that, which will never happen without votes in the Senate. It'll never happen. It really is a cult. We really have a cult running the Republican Party at this point. And once again, I just think it's interesting. I think it's important to point that out, that the Seven Mountains are a clear, conceptual, those are guidelines of the way in which they view their mission. As I said before, you talk about the gay agenda, and there's been people have said they won't take your kids and all that. Understand something. They have an agenda. If I ever have children, the number one thing I want them to understand is everybody has an agenda. Everybody. Even I do. Everybody's got an agenda. The idea that those people have an agenda and that these other folks don't, that's false. It's false. And if you don't fight for what you believe, if you don't fight for the values you uphold, someone could take it away from you. To see this 2025 project with Heritage Foundation is another lesson to me of how quick they're moving. And I sadly think that ultimately